And we are live. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new stream, and that is right. We are live on this beautiful July 2nd, 2026. I hope everyone's having a great day. I'm having a great day myself. And Tyrone is with us, but he is getting something, so he'll be with us in a second.
I'm in a Whataburger drive-thru right now. I'll be there momentarily. I'm getting my food.
Yeah, so Tyrone is here, and we have a very eventful stream to talk about. We got to talk about what happened in Colorado. I did kind of yesterday in a video, but I decided not to stream yesterday. I was busy with some stuff, but we are here. We got to talk about Colorado, and we, of course, got to talk about the big story out of Michigan as El Saad, the left-wing progressive Democrat, just got the endorsement of AOC, and it's looking like he's going to win the primary in Michigan. So we'll get to that. We got to talk about the New York Times poll in further detail. A lot's going on. But before we get into it, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. These are all great ways to support the daily content. And if you want to support the channel even further, you can send super chats via the chat. Again, I will read through as much of chat as possible, but usually super chats are the best way to get your questions answered. And we got a super chat right here. K-Cup for 2, late Bosnia politics, lost to a U.S. team down 1 man. Yeah, I heard about that. Apparently it was a bullshit red flag or red card or whatever. I didn't see it. I'm not into soccer really. I know America's doing a lot better than expected, but still, apparently there's a bullshit red card. So yeah. America noted for 2. Colorado's truly gone as a state, isn't it? Oh, it's been gone for 20 years. The millisecond Obama won, that's when the ship sailed. That is when the ship sailed completely, because even before Obama, it was getting more Democrat. I think John Kerry nearly won it, I think. Let me pull it up, actually. 2004 Colorado. He nearly won it, I think.
Hey, I'm back.
Yeah, so even before Obama, Colorado was becoming a much more Democrat state. And I got it right here. Bush won Colorado by only 4.5. Jesus. In 2004. So even before Obama, this state was going. But I don't think anyone's expected what's turned into. You got Denver, you got Boulder, Colorado, but you would still think Colorado is one of the states that should be closer than it is. But
No.
It's not. It's not. In
No.
fact, it's getting worse by the second. And we got to talk about
We got to
the
talk about what happened in Colorado. We got
yeah.
to talk about what had happened. An already rather progressive-leaning member of Congress got primaried by an even more progressive immigrant from a third world country who said she wants to naturalize every illegal alien in the country and mass persecute ICE agents. Illinois was a fluke.
Yeah.
We can say Illinois is a fluke. New York was the preview. Colorado is now the actual, oh my God, these people are actually taking over the Democrat Party.
And
And
we're
like,
talking
yeah,
about, and like Tyrone said, what happened to Colorado, no one expected. Like some people thought there would be a couple close races, but in Colorado, for those that don't know, these nutcases on the left, they won basically everything. Hell, they nearly took down Hickenlooper, who by all accounts is what, a generic Democrat? Who's a party line vote on everything?
Bennett got fucking embarrassed. The
Yeah.
incumbent senator.
It was by
Never,
15 or
and-
whatever it was.
yeah, never has in modern shit since fucking Reconstruction 150 years ago has an incumbent senator lost a nomination for a governor's race by such a margin.
Yeah. Because most of the time when a senator runs for governor, they tend to win easily because most of the time they clear the field out and it's kind of like a party deal. But no, he got embarrassed. That was pathetic. He got crushed. It was not even close. And Hickenlooper, who by the way is an incumbent senator, was the governor for like 10 years or whatever. He nearly lost. Yeah, 8 years, excuse me. He nearly lost to a no-name progressive. Like, I don't think people understand
social
this.
media game. She
Yeah.
didn't even have a social media game.
And she probably would have won if they put anything towards that. And just think about that. I gotta pull up the results, by the way. Hold on here. Because it's stunning. It is insane what happened in Colorado. I got it right here. Yeah. So Bennett lost by 13. Like, that is just, wow. Not for the Senate primary, for the gubernatorial primary, which is just crazy. But yeah, for Senate, Hickenlooper, he only won by 7. Not even. He won by, oh God, 6.7%. Oh my gosh. So, oh shit, gotta pull this up. Yeah. So you have an incumbent senator who is a governor for 8 years before that. He nearly lost to this nutcase. Just look at this. She got, what was it? She won Denver, which is not a surprise. She barely lost the suburbs, which should tell you everything. And really the only reason Hickenlooper won is because he ran it up in the rest of the state. If it wasn't for some of these rural areas, he would have lost. Think about that for a second. Tyrone, when you think of Hickenlooper, what do you think of? Honestly. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know why, but as soon as I joined the stream, it immediately cut the CarPlay where I don't have a microphone attack. Hickenlooper's pretty fucking left wing for the Democrat Senate caucus. Look, dude, we had both Dem senators in Colorado running for a seat.
Yeah.
Whether they were trying to be the incumbent or they're running for an open seat, like, no matter how you cut it up, Tuesday was an embarrassing fucking night for the mainline Democrats.
Yeah, the mainline Democrats are dead. They're
The
dead.
message is clear. The Democratic Socialists of America are going to take over the Democrat Party.
I don't
And
think
we
that's
also
possible.
need to talk about this. Harris and Newsom are now actively talking to Mom Donnie about 28.
Yeah, I made a video on that, by the way, yesterday. It's like,
Zoran Mamdani is the new kingmaker in the Democratic Party.
he wasn't
An
even
illegal
known.
Indian Rwandan immigrant who won because Biden imported God knows how many people into the country is the new kingmaker for the Democrat Party.
Yeah. It just, think about that. Not even 16 months ago, he was not seen as a serious candidate. Like, just think about that for a millisecond. This guy is the kingmaker of the Democrat Party.
This guy's on a faster ascension to power than Obama.
Faster than Trump, for crying out loud.
Clinton.
Yeah, faster than Clinton, faster than Obama, faster than Trump. Because people forget, Obama at the start was not the front runner. That was Clinton. And then we all know what happened. He won the primary. But it's like, you're telling me this guy who became mayor like 5 seconds ago could theoretically dictate who the presidential nominee is in 28 because he can't run for president, obviously. But seriously? You just can't make this up. And we got to talk about the big story of the House because that's, in my opinion, is a much bigger deal in Colorado. You have a progressive Democrat who's been there for a while. I get that, but she is literally a progressive.
An incumbent progressive getting fucking primaried from the left.
Yeah.
By an immigrant who has been here for less than 10 years and is talking about naturalizing every single fucking immigrant in the country and arresting and executing ICE agents.
Yeah. And she won by 14 points, by the way. Jesus. Yeah. So this nutcase won by over 14 points.
And this is Colorado, where outside Denver, the Democrats are actually still kind of fucking right compared to the rest of the national fucking party.
Yeah. Well, this district was in Denver, but yeah.
Oh, say again?
The district was in Denver, but yeah.
That's why I said outside of Denver. Like, this is like outside Denver. We're talking about Colorado, where the Democrats still have a bit of a libertarian streak when it comes to fucking guns.
Yeah, and some tax issues.
Yeah, and taxes, like low taxes, guns, like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah. It just, like, 10 years ago, hell, a year ago, I would have said, there's no fucking way. Why were you primary out, I think it's DeJette? That's how you say her name? DeGette? Again, I don't even know her. She's just a backbench progressive. She's a progressive on every issue, except take a guess what issue she's kind of not a progressive on.
Immigration?
No.
What?
Israel. She's slightly pro-Israel. That's not enough, I guess. She is 95% a progressive. With that 5%, oh, that is not enough. You have to be 100% with these people, or you're nothing.
This is what we call purity spiraling, kids.
Yeah. The Republican Party was dealing with that for a little bit, by the way. Thank God we avoided that. But for a little bit back in 22, remember, like, if you were 95% on board with everything, that was not enough for some people. And thankfully, people realized, oh, that's stupid. Like, we have disagreements with some people, but really, the core issues like immigration, crime, education, that sort of thing, everybody agrees on. Yeah, health, that sort of thing. But on the Democrat side, the issue of Israel is somehow one of the issues that can dictate if you win or lose now. And we're not even talking about some super Zionist, neoliberal Clinton type. She was still a progressive who sometimes supported some Israeli stuff, I guess. It's unbelievable. Not even a year ago, I thought this was possible. I thought, okay, after 2024, these idiots must realize now, at least on the cultural front, on the social issues, you gotta moderate. Stuff like immigration.
We are so incredibly lucky that our enemies have no fucking theater of mind and continue to just shift to the left no matter what, because they have allowed the third world to dictate their... I mean, they imported the third world, and now the third worlders, with all their stupid fucking pet issues and ability to just completely self-sabotage the competency crisis, if you will.
Yeah.
Now they are putting up their own people to run for office. Now their own networks are starting to break free from the Democratic Party.
Yeah, they fucked themselves over. And this is a monster they created. They can't put it away.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
They had their chance years ago to put this down. Their last chance was in 2025. To put their foot down and say, no, we got to moderate. Remember, right after the 24 election, I remember this well. Seth Moulton and I think it was Tom Suozzi. These are two Democrats in the House. Suozzi's obviously the most conservative one, but even Seth Moulton in Massachusetts, He said, hey, maybe we should moderate on the trans issue and the immigration issue. Do you remember what happened with Seth Moulton?
They got told to get fuck off.
They said that you will not be part of the Democrat Party if you even suggest that, and they threatened them both for just merely saying maybe we should moderate on not every issue, just one or two issues that make us look so crazy that even some Democrats are saying, okay, this is too far.
Dude, even Mike Lawler is fucking sick of the sanctuary city immigrant bullshit.
Yeah, when Lawler is saying enough is enough.
When Mike Lawler, one of the biggest fucking losers in the House on the Republican side, who's a spineless fucking loser,
It's
has
too
enough
much.
of this shit, that tells you you're starting to just genuinely lose people, period.
Yeah. All right, let's read some super chats. Got to catch up on some. Let's see. American Order for Two. Also, didn't a nut job win the GOP primary in Colorado? Yeah, something about that. American Order for Two. Did Bennett even campaign at all for governor? I'm pretty sure he did. Apparently it was a bad campaign though, but still, it's an incumbent senator. You don't lose these races. Ran a Polish guy for 5. I'm so over the insanity crazies taking over the Democrat Party. The crazy stuff in Vegas that just happened. I'm done. No quarter. Yeah, it gets worse by the day. Every day they find worse and worse people. Where do they find these people from? That's my question.
Ethiopia, Somalia,
yeah.
Uganda, Rwanda, India, Pakistan.
Andrew
They don't
Jones.
find them in the United. They don't find them in the United States because this kind of insanity isn't unique to the United States.
Yeah. Andrew Jones for 5. Democrats lost control of the base they created, just like the NFFA in the Purge. Yeah, they created this monster. Again, their last chance to put it away was in 2025. They had a chance. Democrat leadership had the opportunity to put their foot down and say, no, we are not going to go off the rails on every issue. You have to moderate on even just 2 issues, immigration and the trans issue. Instead, Tyrone, what did they do?
They doubled down and made everything about Israel as well.
Yeah. And by the way, even the Supreme Court is going to get to the trans issue. You know what's bad? When even Jackson is agreeing with some of the trans stuff. Like, think about that for a second. Justice Jackson is agreeing with the Republican or the conservative majority. Now, she did dissent technically, but you read that it was technically a 9-0 decision, the trans issue, technically. So that should tell you everything, by the way. American Order for 6. Crazy fact, Hickenlooper was mayor of Denver before governor and almost became, oh good lord, and almost lost because of Denver. Talk about irony. Yeah. 20 years ago, Hickenlooper, mayor of Denver, then governor of Colorado, incumbent senator, nearly loses because he's not pure enough. It's just insane. President Gilbert Giddy up for 10. All I see with Democrats is if they lose 28, that's it. This party is dead, especially if Vance cuts illegals out of the census. This party will go the way of the dinosaur. You did this to yourselves, Dems. I agree with that, actually.
I also just want to mention, states like California, yeah, sure, they're memed on as having all the progressives, but the California machine is still headed by Newsom, and while he is nominally progressive, he doesn't put progressives into positions of power. Imagine what happens when a state like California genuinely just fucking collapses under the weight of the progressives. They are holding up. The Democrat Party of California is holding up so much fucking shit in terms of keeping themselves at least semi-sane on the cultural issues. Sure, they've gone economically far left, but most Americans are willing to deal with economic bullshit. Like, that's the key difference. Unlike in a state where Maine or Colorado or New York, where people don't fucking care and are just willing to, like the Dems, I mean, in specific, the youth as well.
That's true. Justin for 5. As a native Coloradan, it's awful watching my home fall apart. We're the worst GOP. If it weren't for my family, I'll leave for Wyoming or Montana. I think it's time to leave. I think Colorado, you're gonna be ran by dumbasses, by nutcases. Again, Polis is a moderate governor, especially for Democrat standards. He's gone.
He's
And
probably the most moderate Democrat governor in the
he
country.
is. Who's more moderate? You had Bill Edwards, and that was 3 years ago. And that's it. It's Polis. He is the most moderate Democrat because he's not crazy on the tax issue. And even just basic stuff like that. He realizes, okay,
And he's literally Jewish and gay.
yeah.
Two of the most fucking sacred cow fucking things you could be identity-wise in their
And now
Democrat party.
he may get kicked out of the party now because he freed Tina Peters. It just
Yeah.
it never ends with these people. It's never enough. Spike for 2. Trump posted on X. I saw that. That was funny. Test channel for 5. I don't know why you're acting like this isn't exactly what Democrats want. There are millions and millions of young Democrats, done socialists, millennials, and Gen Z. Here's the thing: the Democrat leadership, they know this is bad. They know this is like DEFCON 1.
Democrat leadership aren't a bunch of fucking 29-year-old girl bosses fucking acting like social media influencers. You want to know why the Democrat Party doesn't want this? Because the Democrat Party is still overwhelmingly run by the fucking later Gen X, baby boomer era neoliberal, like third way Clintonite neoliberal types. It's got a healthy injection of all the Bush era neocons who've crossed over because they just can't stomach Trump. The Democrat Party leadership is at a most like repentant Bernie bro Gen Xers from fucking Michigan or New York or something. No,
Yeah.
The Democrat Party, their leadership has not been completely subsumed by the far left maniacs yet.
Yeah, that's a key
But
thing.
their voter base is rising up. Their voter base is rising up against them.
Here's my prediction. No matter what happens, I think Hakeem Jeffries is screwed. I don't see him becoming speaker, no matter what happens. Like, he may get forced out this year. That's how bad it's getting for them. And now, like, you think we're exaggerating. With what happened in Colorado, House Democrats are just stunned. Like, they're admitting to Axios, they're going to Axios and saying, we're fucked. We have nothing. We are screwed. The radicals are taking over. It's a wake-up call. They're admitting this now. They're admitting that, yeah, maybe losing generic progressives, the more radical people, maybe that's a sign that we're in trouble. Because if these progressives are not enough, what do you think's going to happen to the other people like Hakeem Jeffries down the line?
Especially after the VRA takes effect and they're not able to make racially gerrymandered maps.
Yeah.
I was talking about, dude, hold on one second. Sorry. Sweet and spicy bacon burger from Whataburger. Literally my favorite fucking slop
that sounds
food
good.
I can get. Oh yeah, no, that's good. I get it with an extra patty and slice of cheese, so it's a triple fucking pounder. Anyway, or triple quarter pounder. Anyway, I've been talking about this. When the VRA got overturned, I mentioned this. These black and Hispanic and like these ethno-identitarian Dems who are basically just they're not social progressives, they're social liberals, but they vote on leftist policies anyway because it continues to entrench them and their ethnic comrades in these districts.
Yeah.
The VRA ensured that the Democrat coalition built on appeasing to all these minority factions, especially under the Obama era, could maintain control of the party because they understood if the progressives were to take power, that's a bad thing. The VRA is not just bad for the Dems in the sense that it removes their power. The VRA is going to make it impossible to actually have black majority districts.
Yeah.
So you're going to have, you're going to have, well, I mean, for those who are like unaware, like these black guys, these elderly black guys who are in Congress who are like, oh, I was a disciple of the great brother Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. And this is my hand-selected apprentice who understands the will of the Black Baptist way and all that fucking
That's
shit.
how it works, by the way. That's how it works in these areas. Some dude's been there since the 60s. He retires. He has a hand-picked successor, but that's how it worked for years. And again,
and his successor stays in Congress for 40 years until he gets too old or whatever, or he gets fucking fed up with this bullshit. It's the same fucking thing. these have, especially the black machine, these are how these ethnic identity machines in these blue seats have worked. And they were able to function as such because Congress was fundamentally structured with the Voting Rights Act around maintaining these minority interests in the House, in the Senate, at the state level. And now that the Voting Rights Act is gone and and not even the Voting Rights Act, it's better. Like we said, it's actually better. Thank you, Justice Alito, for what you did. God bless you, sir.
Because now
Making racial gerrymanders unconstitutional.
and now in some of these states, some of these dumbass Democrats, and there's a reason why a bunch of like black Democrats are pushing back against this, like in Illinois and New Jersey. They realize what's going to happen. Their machine only works in these racially gerrymandered seats.
Their
They know
machine
this.
only works when you have a black person in there telling the black people and the stupid white fucking liberals to go vote for them. Because the moment you remove the ability to do minority majority districts in the fucking state legislatures as they get more Republican, literally just draw it along party lines. I'm sorry to tell you, but overnight, more than half of these seats are going to become basically suburban white liberal seats. And these suburban white liberals are going to elect the most insane fucking people imaginable, and it's only going to happen further from there.
Yeah,
This is the
that's the
future of the
thing.
Democrat
The
Party.
Democrat
What's
Party,
happened? What
they
has
have
happened with New York, what has happened with Maine, what has happened with Colorado is going to happen with the party at large because the Voting Rights Act was their greatest fucking mechanism for ensuring Obama and Clinton style race machine mechanics still worked. With that out of the equation, it's going to be purely whoever has the most power. And I'm going to tell you right now who has the most power. It's these suicidal, nihilistic, white liberal progressives who are mutilating their genitals in their fucking 50s, these hippie descendant adjacent types, and all of these fucking third worlders that they just let into their house and rape their fucking children and
oh
steal
my
their welfare
gosh.
money. That's the future of the Democratic
That's the
Party.
Democrat Party, and that's the issue because now they know if Illinois goes out with gerrymandering, all those black representatives in Chicago, they're screwed because now they have to run against these schizophrenic nutcases, and they know they can't win. They can't win these primaries because they know the base is so radicalized, especially with these white suburban voters, which is crazy to think. Why in particular white suburban voters? It's just crazy to think. But
high rates of college education,
guess,
indoctrination, and virtue signaling and feel good morality.
That makes sense. But yeah, what's going to happen to some of these representatives when those districts are gone and they're forced to go against these people? They're screwed.
Hakeem Jeffries is gone. I mean, fuck, Al Green, not Al Green. Al Green got fucking primaried out by a black progressive.
Yeah.
Who he hated. It happened in Texas. It happened in New York. It's happened in Maine. Maine elected a fucking nutcase with Graham Plattner, which, by the way,
No.
I think I've told you privately, guys, the worst has not yet been released on Graham Plattner
I know what's coming up. It's going to get interesting.
Best child moments.
Yeah, anyways, I know what you're talking about, but yeah, this is the issue Democrats have. They have to, like, there's no way they could come back from this. They have to appease these people because they're seeing what happens in Colorado, in New York. If you're not 100%, literally 100% on every issue, you're gone. It doesn't matter if you're 99% there, if you're a full-blown progressive. At this point, I don't ever think Bernie Sanders is enough for these people. Seriously, what are the points? Everybody's not radical enough.
And you know what, Rap? You know how all this could have been prevented? You know how all of this could have been prevented?
How?
If the Democrats had just not gone so far to the left because they hate Trump that much. If they had simply just flattered Trump and come to a fucking solution on certain issues like welfare reform and immigration security, they would not be having this issue. If they were to have this issue, it would be nowhere near as bad. But because they've opened Pandora's box and they've allowed the border to be wide open for 4 fucking years, Biden the neoliberals have undone themselves. The Biden administration is going to prove to be the death of the neoliberals in the long run because their fucking suicidal immigration bullshit is what is enabling this.
Yeah. All right, got a bunch of super
Hi,
chats to
Luke.
catch up to.
What's going on?
I got a ton here. Holy crap. Let's see here. Nighthawk for 10. My whole family left Colorado, including me. Costs went way up, and crime went up. My car, my neighbors, was broken into a previously stupid safe area. I'll never forgive Dems for what they did in my home. Yeah, Colorado fell to shit. It's sad what happened, but it's gone now. There's no coming back from that.
Yeah, what didn't Hickenlooper only win by like 6?
He won
like
by
I looked,
6.7.
on election night. On election night, he was up by like 15.
But then
like,
the
now it's
late
narrowed to,
arriving
like,
ballots,
6.
they cooked.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah. And he nearly
Like,
lost.
no one put any money. Like, if the DSA, if they put like their
He was
resources
screwed.
in, they would have primaried him out. Like, that's
Again,
insane.
Hickenlooper. Look, when you think of Hickenlooper, what do you think of?
Generic shit lib Democrat.
Literally a party line vote and everything. Has
Yeah.
he bucked the Democrat Party on a single issue?
He voted to reopen the government. That was it.
Oh my gosh, everybody. But wait, hold up. I thought they want the government reopened for welfare. I thought that was the whole point, wasn't it?
Again, they will do anything to spite the face of Donald Trump, and they're paying for it.
Yeah. Our dog show for 5. If AOC wins a nomination, is a Bloomberg-type billionaire run third party to prevent her from winning? I think so. I just don't see how. At some point, a lot of these Democrats are going to say, fuck this. At some point. They're not going to vote Republican ever.
I'm going to tell you what'll happen.
They're not going to
I'll tell you what'll happen. I'll tell you what'll happen, right? We're going to see a 1968 of sorts. Except instead of conservative Dixiecrats, it's going to be the Dems are going to run a super left-wing candidate like Humphrey was for the time. Because by then, they will have fully taken over the Democrat Party. We're going to run Vance, who is eloquent, well put together. He's going to come out of not a contested, but a populated primary where people are really going to get to see him shine. It's not a contested primary, but it'll be a populated primary. He will continue to embarrass the fuck out of whatever remnant neocon and establishment Main Street business first Republicans throw fucking Chris Christie, yeah. And what you're going to see and I do mean this as literally as possible, the dying fucking throes, the literal last hurrah of the Clinton, Bush, Reagan, neoliberal, neoconservative establishment. They are going to go, this is bad. So they're going to find some middle to late aged multimillionaire, billionaire candidate who they will put up and they will go, we're running on putting the adults back in the room. They're going to find someone I'm friends with Clinton and Bush and all of these everybody. People. Yeah. They're the dying throes of the center establishment, the deep state establishment. You're probably going to get like a fucking mainline Dem, like one of those, I used to be a Democrat, but I resigned because the party went too far to the left. And his vice president nominee, his or her vice presidential nominee is going to be like I'm a Republican who voted for Biden because I believe in sensible adults. But both parties have gone so far to the extreme ends of the spectrum. We're going to get Vance. Vance is going to win. Vance is going to win outright. AOC or whoever the fuck the progressive nominee in 28 is going to flounder horribly. But it's going to act as the final shoring up of whoever powers that be in the Democrat Party are going to be.
You know, this is going to be a day of reckoning because now these people in the center, they have to actually make a decision. Do you want Vance for 4 years or do you want these nutcases for God?
I think most of them, I think, will choose Vance in the right. I think a lot of them are.
I think at this point, like these people, they're going to try a third party candidate, my prediction, but they're going to realize it's going nowhere. they don't want to run the risk of AOC winning. They're going to say,
Yeah,
fuck
they're
it.
going. What they're going to do. What they're going to do is they're going to put up some center left or center right, fucking
Normie.
candidate. Yeah, they're going to pick some billionaire fucking person who nobody outside of election Twitter has heard of, who's got a relatively clean record. They're like, maybe they've been involved with AGI funding in Silicon Valley, or they're like a real estate developer or some shit. They're gonna go, yes, this is the sacred, basically finest fucking candidate who is going to restore normalcy to the government, and he's going to consistently poll under 5 points. And 2 months before election season, you're going to see all of these people break for Vance like they broke for Trump because the alternative was fucking Harris.
Remember, people forget about this. RFK was kind of a similar boat. Reminders, RFK dropped out, I think, was it July? Was it?
Yeah.
And he endorsed Trump right away. I
Well,
think the
like,
same
here's
thing
what
would
I'll
happen.
tell you. Here's why I think the center will align with the right over the left. The main reason I think this is because an example I'll use is actually Wisconsin right now, a little bit. So what we see happening is we see Hong is basically going to be the nominee. Everyone's starting to somewhat accept it at this point, outside of copers on Kolshi and people who are just trying to cope with this. But she's going to be the nominee. And you're actually seeing some people like David Crowley, who's a Democratic candidate for governor, come out and they're like saying, like, I don't want to be in a party with Hassan Piker. Like,
Yeah,
basically
I saw
attacking.
that.
Yeah.
That's the
Donna
thing
Fine has been appointed comptroller of the state of Texas.
yeah.
Let's
Piker
fucking go.
Anyways, so, but back to what Luke was saying, I think that's what's going to happen. They're going to finally, after all this time of us bitching and complaining, telling them, hey, you better get on the right ship right now, or else you're going to realize the opposition's
No, I
crazy.
will say, I wonder if there's a scenario in which these progressives win their primaries and then all the progressives in swing states or competitive states lose in November. Will the progressive movement start to kind of die out a bit in the Democratic Party?
You
or
know
will
what's gonna
that
happen?
embolden them?
It's going to embolden them, because here's the thing, though. Yes, I think they're going to lose a lot of these swing districts. But reminder, they won the Denver congressional district. They won in New York City. These areas are safe Democrat. They're going to go Democrat.
But think
no matter
about
what.
who are their biggest people. Hong, the guy in Michigan, Said, and Plattner. That's their biggest. That's like their faces right now.
And a lot at the congressional level, a lot more. But
all three of which are, in my opinion, on pace to lose.
Yeah, there's a few,
especially Plattner.
Yeah.
Plattner might lose by 10 points. I'm not going to say what, but I heard some things that are going to be released after the filing dialogue.
Me and Tyrone are thinking about the same thing, I think.
No, I'll tell you afterwards, because I found out what it is.
I've heard stuff too.
Oh, is it the stuff our friend
destroy his what?
Is it the stuff that our friend you know who mentioned in voice chat the other day?
Yes.
Yeah, I know what it is then. I know what it is. It's bad. But anyways, I get so many super chats.
Just wait a couple weeks, guys. It'll be out.
Yeah. They're waiting till after it's too late. So good luck.
It's for him to drop out, yeah.
Anyways.
Let's just say there's a reason Dems have taken Graham Plattner.
Let him read the super chats.
Yeah, let me just catch the super chats and we get back to that. Calford 2, Democrats can't win the majority now. They just have 3 Massies. Well, that's gonna be a problem. They have a progressive majority now. So Puerto Rico for $6.67. Good Lord. I think about moving to New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, or Wisconsin. Oh, nice. President Gilbert Giddy up for 2. Tyrone, the new generation of black man. That's real.
That's right, my boy. That's right.
We need to win 26 to stop these nutcases, but regardless of everything, we must begin to understand how much Trump really did save our asses in 24. Yeah, Trump saved our asses, because, anyways. Object Clay's candidate for 20. Federalists died because they were too radical. Democrat Republican turn into Democrats, Whigs, /free soil, blah, blah, blah. U.S. parties rise and fall. Democrats been around since 1828. What happened to Democrats in 1790s will probably happen to Republicans. And maybe.
It would be very funny if they were founded and won their first election in 28, and then they died on the final election in 2028.
I forgot about that. Yeah, 200 years. Oh my gosh. Because that's what Jackson won, right? 28.
Yeah.
Please let that happen. American Nerd for 6. How likely is Chuck Schumer loses in 28 to AOC or another DSA member? He's gonna retire. There's no fucking way he takes fate.
Schumer is retiring. There's no fucking way he's going to allow himself to be embarrassed.
Yeah, he's
by
just
some
saying
fucking-
fuck that.
No, because I'm telling you guys, I don't think
Infinity
AOC is going to replace
Demolian.
him. Because I think AOC is going to be the nominee for president.
I think
I'm
she's gonna
starting
run
to
for
think so.
president. I'm starting to think that too.
I think she'll
she's
get
gonna
it.
run.
Like, here's the thing. Think about it. If Newsom and Harris are dividing the moderate vote, she'll win with a plurality. And, like, they're not going to be able. Yeah.
I'd like to point out it's fucking insane to say Harris and Newsom are dividing the
Yeah,
moderate
that's
vote.
the moderate.
That is
vote.
that is the most insane fucking thing you could
Well, to be
say
fair,
about
because-
Yes,
American
what will
politics.
happen? Harris will get the blacks, Newsom will get like the boomer dumbs, and then like AOC gets everyone else basically.
Yeah. Let's see.
And then I think maybe whoever runs for Senate in New York, I'm thinking maybe Jon Stewart.
I have a hot take.
No,
What if
it's not going to be.
what if
Mamdani could
tries?
run.
What if Mamdani
Yeah, he
tries?
might. He could.
I mean, maybe, but I think he'd want to like.
Because he can't run for
I think he-
president.
No,
so-
wait.
No, not
DAC
president, but-
runs. DAC runs, bro. After one
Oh
term
my
in Congress.
god.
Yeah, because the thing is, Mamdani wouldn't have finished his full term as mayor if
Yeah,
he runs
but
in 28.
He's gained so much power. He
You
may
could
just
see
do
one
it.
of those new people running, because now you've got like a bunch of like these people going. Maybe Brad Lander runs. I could see Brad Lander.
Yeah,
maybe
Lander
running.
runs.
Have we considered it doesn't need to be a candidate who won to begin with, and it could just be someone who gets very high name profile in the
Just like
fucking
a
Jamal
Colorado.
Bowman.
Just
Wait,
like
Jamal
Colorado.
Bowman.
Oh my
Jamal
gosh.
Bowman.
Jamal Bowman comes back.
Oh man,
But you know, that's a good point, Tyrone, because the thing is, like with New York, or look at Colorado, a no-name nearly won against Hickenlooper out of fucking nowhere. So that might happen to New York, because New York
Also, I
City is
love
the
how
entire state.
concentrated the Dem base is. She lost every county in the state besides Denver.
And she nearly won.
And she didn't even win. She didn't even win Denver by that much. Like it was under 10, and she still almost won
I
the
was
state.
surprised. I was surprised she didn't even win Boulder, but I think Boulder's is a very old county as well. Outside
Very
of,
old.
like,
Also, you
university.
gotta remember, college is out of session, so a lot of the college students aren't voting there.
She probably would have fucking won the Jesus. Anyways, where are we at in the super chats? American Nerd for 10. Rap. If in 28 the DSA / Mamdani types fully take over the party and decide to run all these crazy candidates in every swing seat / Senate or state, how big would our majorities be in the House and Senate? Oh my god. In 28? Jesus. If they really go through with this, which I think they're going to, I mean, what is our best case, everything falls in line perfectly scenario come 29?
I
the
will say,
Senate.
I think sometime in the next 20 years, I think you will see a third party like actually get get created. Probably more of a centrist one, like kind of in between the two. It's not going to win any like presidential, but I could definitely see them winning like Senate and
Yeah.
House seats.
I do think
I think that's going to happen eventually.
Republicans are going to get a big majority if that happens. So I hope Democrats do that. Anyways, President Gilbert getting up for 20. That's funny. Or what's funny? The Democrat Party is where it is, all because they didn't want Trump to win in 2016. All this started with saying, "Oh, race is against Black and Latinos and hates women." Hard to believe this is where it started. Yeah, well, like Tyrone said, they had an opportunity after he won to moderate, and both 2 times actually, and they fucked it up both times. So
If they had just cooperated with Trump, on the border and immigration security in the first term, none of this shit would have happened, because there wouldn't have been nearly enough people to do this shit. Again, it was Biden who left the door wide open at the border for all of this shit.
all they had to do was just give Trump the money for the wall. That's all they had to fucking do, or something
All
like
they
that.
had to do was give Trump money for the wall. All they had to do was allow Trump to try and get through his first fucking wave of 10,000 ICE agents in 2017 when they tried that. All they had to
I forgot
do
about that.
was cooperate with Trump on repealing health care. That wasn't off. But the thing is that none of this was going to happen because they just hated Trump, and that was too much of Obama's legacy.
Yeah.
Obama shifted the Democrat Party too far left for their time, and they have been in a perpetual game of having to stay to the left of itself. The Democrat Party has had to play this perpetual game of standing to the left of itself for over 10 years now because Obama became a progressive at the end of the fucking day with gay marriage, with trans rights, with recklessly
remember, that was
expanding.
That was back in 2012, by the way. For those that don't remember, that was when even gay marriage was still not popular, and he was pushing that shit. So, anyways, Josh for 2. When exactly did the Democrats become this insane? Again, 2017. They fucked up they could have moderated and they didn't.
They fucked up democracy. So true.
Yeah, they did. Let's see here. K for 5. Rap. I have a bunch of super chats. Reads 1. The panel ensues on tangent. We are here. 10 more supers pile up. Rap. I have a bunch of super chats to read. That's real. K for 2.
Knock it all out. Yeah.
This last one. Plus, Han is so annoying in real life and on social media. Well, yeah, she was a Knicks fan. Now she's a Bucks fan. I don't fucking know. What is she? Luke, is she a fan of the Knicks or the Bucks?
Ooh, Hong? I have no idea.
He was only a fan of the Knicks because Zoran, her, I guess.
Okay, but then
I don't know.
when the
I'm
Bucks
telling you
troll-
guys, there's a reason that there has been a suspicious lack of polling in Wisconsin's primary and general elections.
I wonder why. I fucking wonder
yeah.
why.
There's a reason, even though it's coming up, it's like a month away. Absentee ballots are already out. You have seen like next to no polling for it. Even though we're told it's this hyper competitive Democratic governor primary, the truth is it really isn't that competitive. You go to Milwaukee and Madison, the Hong, like I get you aren't supposed to use yard signs necessarily, but the amount of Hong signs, you would think she's the only Democrat running. Okay,
Well,
that
that's
is
the
what
thing.
I'll tell you.
People need to understand.
There are
After
neighborhoods.
Colorado,
Yes, there are neighborhoods in Milwaukee where the majority of houses, not like majority of signs, the majority of houses have her signs up. Like,
if she's doing good in Milwaukee, it's fucking over. Because
yeah, exactly.
If she's winning Madison by a God knows how much, and if she's winning Milwaukee by a decent margin, where's Rodriguez getting the votes from? Where? Like, I guess Green Bay or Appleton.
There aren't the votes in Waukesha for Dems. Like,
yeah, that's the issue.
Barnes just fell off a cliff. And even then, Barnes doesn't have a pathway either because you got Crowley in the race, who's going to take 10% in Milwaukee and get nothing anywhere else in the state.
Yeah, that's the problem with Hans. That's why I think she's going to win easily.
Unless everyone else drops out, which again, clock is ticking. Absentee ballots are already out.
I don't think they're going to. I just think the problem is all their candidates suck, and another problem is I think it doesn't really matter. If Hickenlooper nearly loses his primary as an incumbent, like, what do you think's gonna happen here?
Dude, Hong is going to win. I've been saying this.
Breaking news.
Okay, fine.
Jersey Mike's has filed for an IPO.
Oh,
I'm actually serious. I'm serious. That's actually Jersey Mike's is like the second biggest sandwich company in the United States.
Right.
I don't need fast food, so. But no, what I was saying was I called back in February when I started seeing a lot of her signs going up. I remember I posted this on Twitter. I'm like, hot take. I think Hong upsets all the Democrats and is the nominee. She then loses to Tiffany in a blowout in November. I called this back in February. People call me delusional. They're like, she's polling at 3%. What are you talking about?
Win. She's gonna win.
Yeah, I called it. Okay.
Because again, like, if these DSA nutcases are winning against incumbents and long-term sitting senators and congressmen, what do you think is going to happen in a race where you have Rodriguez as your main?
Give me a sec. I need to send this tweet so people don't know. No, I'm not like bullshitting. Give me a sec.
Okay, K-Cup for 2. Plus, Tiffany's a candidate who could flip voters. Yeah, I think he's going to win. Chances Razik for 2. Oh gosh, 2 words. Owen Schroyer. Yikes. Oh god. Should I prep the Owen Schroyer stuff?
Yeah.
Well, here's the tweet. Real quick first, show this tweet because I want to.
No, we're not shilling your stuff. Very hot take.
Come on, bro.
I think Han upsets Barnes in the Wisconsin governor primary. This was March of this year.
Yes, I called it.
Let's just pull up the Owen Schroyer stuff.
Yeah, because he fell off.
Fall off. He demonstrates that TDS is a real disease. There's no other way to put it. It's real. And the funniest tweet I've seen
Israel.
about it is like, this is what Roger from American Dad Disguise would look like in real life. And I gotta find it. Oh my gosh, where is it? Where are we at? Call for 2 is McConnell dead. I think he's gonna die. I don't want to talk like that, but anyways, I gotta find it. Oh my gosh, who posted it? There it is. All right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there it is. This is Owen Schroyer now, everybody. And question: what the fuck happened to this guy?
We have Sam Hyde at home, ass face.
So for those that don't know, Owen Schroyer was a Patriot a couple years ago. He was on InfoWars. He was a Patriot. He was really good. And he got TDS. And for those that don't know, he had like, I think brown hair, I think it was before.
Yeah. He used to be so good, and then like Trump completely fucking mind raped him. Like psychic, like full blown psychic casualty.
Yeah. This is what he looks like now. And the memes have been just glorious. Let me pull up the before and after. Before he went insane versus after. There's plenty of memes of it. Right here. Like, this is real. This is what he was before versus after. And like people were saying, like the structure like changed his face. How does that even happen? So, yeah, this is Owen Schroyer in the year 2026. It's sad because I used to love the guy. He was great on InfoWars. He
turned out.
Yeah.
He turned out over Trump.
Quite literally. I wonder how much estrogen he's taken.
I don't want to know. But is that strange every time that somebody...
How the hair? Like, how does the hair do that? The color.
He bleached it, I guess.
That's bleach.
That's crazy. Why would you like...
You're telling me he didn't realize that nobody would notice? Like, yeah, everybody, he totally had blonde hair the entire time. I just can't, like...
These people are not mentally well.
Well, yeah, I mean, just look at MTG. You guys see the picture of her before and after? Same thing.
Yeah, no. She's lost her shit.
Like, but why? Why is this TDS stuff in particular? It does, like, unironically, this does shit to people, the TDS stuff. Is there, like, a reason for it? Like, anybody got any theories?
His career is over.
Guys, what do you guys think? Like, is there, like, a real, like, actual reason, like, a medical reason for this, or what?
I have no.
His career is over.
Okay, but it doesn't explain this. I don't know.
That's what posting Central Valley politics does to a man.
Okay, don't diss on the guy. He's a good guy. Don't diss.
I'm kidding. I love Central Valley. If you're watching,
listen, that video is still hilarious, and the freaking boomers fell for it. Oh my god!
Still Artsevitz Day. They're still falling for Artsevitz Day. By
I know.
The way.
How many likes that tweet up to at this point?
I don't care. I'm not sure.
But
what I will say, but yeah, it's TDS is a mental disorder.
It's a real disease. It is a real disease. Now you actually have people saying, no, it's actually a real thing. Like, they have to treat it. Like, unironically, now you got Trump posted memes on it. It's hilarious, but it is kind of scary to think that a single orange man from New York is able to do this. I know Trump is powerful, but Jesus.
Bro, Trump's like a fucking 13th level wizard, bro. You're not on his level.
I know. It's like when the witches tried to curse him, and they said there's something like protecting him.
Tried to fucking curse him with their vagina magic, and they all said, "Oh, we can't curse him. There's something powerful protecting him."
It's Israel.
Yeah, now it's Israel.
It's Israel.
Anyways, I guess stress. Yeah, but my guess is like the stress just thinking about it constantly. Because there's something about Trump, what he says and does, it just makes people think about it over and over again, and that's all they could think of. And they get
stressed out about Trump and like the Jews or something.
Yeah, that's my theory. But freaking Trump and I don't know. Yeah, didn't Trump pardon him too?
Schroyer, yeah.
Can you
I'm-
like unpardon somebody?
No, you can't.
Well, I mean, when you get
I'm
to the
kidding, but
when you go to the Biden auto pin,
Yeah, the Biden auto pen. Oh my gosh. K Cup for 5. Luke, I don't eat fast food. Also, Luke has started on stream. He is stopping at places like Chick-fil-A for lunch every now and then. Hashtag Luke lied to us. Yeah, you lied.
okay, but
Lied.
he's also like told us that's like the only fast food he eats nowadays.
All right,
So.
Mike Finn for 2. Remember when Warren complained of Big Sandwich? Oh, I remember that. DB for 5. Are we cooked that McConnell dies because wouldn't Andy Bashir be able to point to that Democrat? Nope.
nope.
No,
State legislature. No, this was fixed in 2020. State legislature
They
admitted it.
clarified that. Yeah.
they were like 6 years. They were prepared for this. Like
They've
6
been
years ago.
ready. They knew the entire time.
They were about 6 or 7 years ahead of the curve here.
Unironically, K Cup for 2. Bro looks like an in real life Beavis and Butthead character. You know,
Holy
you're not
fucking
wrong.
shit, he does.
He does. Oh my
Mike,
god.
save us. Save us. Yeah.
He does look like a Beavis and Butthead character. Chance Drazik for 5. You could argue Massey is a good before and after of TDS. Look at his appearance before in 2023 versus what he looks like now and how he acts.
Oh yeah, no, before he looked like a big lovable nerd. Now he looks like a fucking retard.
He looks like he's been on something. Like all these people, they're on shit.
Estrogen.
Probably.
Yeah,
American
they're
Nerd
on
for
estrogen
6.
because they keep cutting their dicks off and truding out.
Yeah, American Nerd for 6. TDS makes people look like Indiana Jones villains after looking at the Ark for too long or drinking the wrong Holy Grail. Yeah, you're not wrong, but just I don't get why you would like just. But the thing is, like, just look at the eyes. Like, you can notice if somebody's lost it. Just look into their eyes. You can tell there's just nothing there. It's like
Adam
just,
Kinzinger.
yeah. It's just pain. That's all you see. He looks homeless. Well, my question is, why did he dye his hair? Like, why did he bleach his hair? Is he trying to like imitate Trump?
Probably. Is this like the sign of the resistance or something?
Like we gotta like imitate Trump, so we have blonde hair. But did they say his hair was fake for like 20 years? Whatever.
Yeah.
Jared the American for 2. Owen Schroyer looks like Kathy Griffin. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I can
Actually,
see
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh
he
for
does.
5. Bro went from looking like a Giga Chad to look like Kathy Griffin with a mustache. Rye Guy for 2. Massey looks like he combs his hair with a fork. Not even.
Not just any fork, the old rusty kind that's probably had been broken or something.
K Cup for 2. Insert Bill Murray quote. This man has no dick. Yeah,
That's a penis.
Yeah, but for real, it is kind of just sad seeing how many actually good people just 2 years ago, not even freaking 14 months ago, all these people were saying they were stable, they knew what was going on, but something happened. It was before Epstein, by the way. Epstein, I think, really just like fundamentally broke them completely. What?
Yeah, Epstein. Yeah, that definitely did it.
That was the final nail in the coffin. But even before that, remember, MTG was going off the rails before that. Again, I said this before. It's because Trump said no to the Senate run. But these other people, I don't know.
The Epstein class.
Again, that was like
which is funny. They say, the Republicans are the Epstein class, MAGA and all that. Tim Walz literally pardoned a fucking Tim Walz pardoned a child rapist, I think.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Because he was an illegal immigrant and they wanted to stand
Tyrone,
up
what
to
the
Trump.
fuck?
What? Oh yeah. That was meant for real Texan.
Oh gosh. Eric for 5. Kathy Griffin and Jim Carrey are other examples of TDS. They look much different now. Well, that's plastic surgery, but
real Texan, this is just your average Houston.
Oh gosh. So we gotta talk about Tim Walz because viewer discretion advised before I pull this up. Like there's no imagery or whatever, but just the contents of what happened. I'm not even gonna pull it up on stream. But yeah.
Is it just the words?
I'm not gonna show it on stream because I don't want YouTube to say anything, like the case filing or whatever, but basically, you had an illegal alien that
he touched a 10-year-old boy, and then he got pardoned by Tim Walz so he could be prevented from being deported there.
Yeah, that's the only way you could say it. That's bluntly what happened.
He he forcibly and violently touched a small 10-year-old boy. That is the nicest way I can put it.
Yeah.
They were going to take away his rights because of Trump's America.
You don't deserve rights if you do shit like that.
You don't deserve to live if you're out here touching children. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah. So by the way, where are we at? Old personal vendettas. For example, Alex Jones flipped after the DOJ refused to get involved with the Sandy Hook appeals. You know, that is a good point. It's all personal grievances and vendettas. Trump's DOJ said, no, we're not going to intervene. That ship has sailed. It sucks. But what is Trump supposed to do about the Sandy Hook stuff? Just honestly. He's not going to
It wasn't even a federal lawsuit.
That's what I thought. It was a state lawsuit. So how would the DOJ...
It was a state of Connecticut lawsuit. Or state
how would the DOJ help with that?
How the fuck is the DOJ supposed to intervene in a state legal affair?
Yeah. That fake guy for two. Thune was a registered Democrat before joining the GOP. That doesn't really matter. Honestly, the Democrat 40 years ago, you can't really compare that. Chance Drasic for two. Republicans need to put this in all the ads. I agree. It's horrifying, but that's what Democrats support. They support this. It's awful, it's horrendous, but it's reality of it.
Tucker Carlson says he's helping launch a new third party following a split with President Trump and GOP. And I think it's probably the same party that MTG is starting.
Yeah, the America Only Party.
Thomas Massie will be joining after he.
That's the ticket that gets 1% of the vote in Kentucky.
They're gonna call it the America First ticket.
No, that's not. Now it's America First is too Israeli. I'm not even joking.
America Only. Only.
Tyron, I'm not even joking. There's people saying America First is an Israeli psyop. I'm not even joking.
Fucking incredible.
Now it's America Only, and I guarantee you in a month.
Does that mean that Nick Fuentes is an Israeli psyop because he wears the America First hat?
It's fucking crazy to think about that. Now it's an Israeli psyop. It's starting to build, by the way, just like how the Jews run Israel, and they say it unironically. It's like, fuck off.
Anna Paulina just said that she's going to try to attach the Save America every piece of legislation in the House until Thune passes it in the Senate.
Patriot. Might as well try.
I guess.
All right, Daniel Strange for 5. Patients with stage 5 TDS may suffer from schizophrenia, accelerated aging, hormonal imbalances, chronic outrage, and heightened anxiety attacks. Yeah. DB for 2. Might as well call it the single issue Jew ticket. It's going to be eventually just going to be the anti-Israel ticket. That's literally what's going to be.
I mean, it basically is.
It already is, yeah. What do they talk about outside of that issue?
Israel.
Yeah.
Epstein.
No, not even Epstein. They moved on from that. You notice that they moved on completely. It's literally only about it's like the meme now where every time Tucker posts a video,
Trump's a slave to Israel.
You guys know like I forget who posted it, but it's like every time Tucker posts a video and immediately it's about Israel. And it's like, oh boy, what insightful takes is Tucker gonna have here?
You can't criticize Israel in this country.
Freaking how many videos does he have at this point in the last month? Jesus.
Mom Donnie to deliver New York City, America 250th speech before Trump.
Oh God.
I think he is really trying to counter him as like the leader of the Democratic Party.
By the way,
and by the way, you already see how Harris and Newsom are calling him. That means, he's basically.
We talked about all this before you joined the stream. You're late Texas politics.
We have some breaking news, by the way. So the Iran Supreme Leader will not attend his father's funeral. He's fucking dead. If he's not even attending that.
No, it's probably because maybe it's out of maybe it's out of fear of a strike.
Nobody's seen him for freaking 4 months. He's dead. And speaking of that, by the way,
maybe he is. I will say though, that would probably be the funniest thing ever if America decided to strike the funeral.
It's like when we struck Hugo Chavez's like tomb or whatever in Venezuela. Oh my gosh, for no reason.
Because nobody who opposes a regime is going to be at the funeral, right?
Yeah.
Right. Come on now.
Take up for 5.
I think it'd be the funniest thing ever. Just strike. We can break the ceasefire once. Just strike the funeral and.
Well, we're doing it daily now. So, by the way, the Strait of Hormuz, it's open. By the way, now obviously it's not back to pre-war levels yet, but I don't get why people are saying it's completely closed when objectively you can look at the. Oh my gosh, what's a website called? Like the merchant vessel thing. It's like the strait's open. It's slow and it's not pre-war levels yet, but it's going through. It's like 80% there or whatever it is. Take up for 5. When Christ said, "On this rock I shall build my church," that was actually employed by Israel to infiltrate the U.S. to rig elections. You know, the sad thing is I'm seeing people say stuff like that now.
Colorado governor nominee Phil Weiser vows to confront Dimsock Malakiros over Boulder anti-Semitic firebombing. Jewish lives matter, period.
Oh, well, there goes progressive vote.
Which is funny because Phil Weiser was seen as like the progressive.
Yeah, wasn't he the progressive?
Michael Bennett.
Was he the progressive?
So are we going to see a competitive governor's race in Colorado now?
Oh my God, a Green Party candidate runs.
No, because the Republicans nominated Victor Marx.
Apparently, that's right, Victor Marx, whose father's name is Karl Marx.
And then, like, he killed a kid when he was like 10.
Multiple, I think.
What? What do you mean he killed multiple? What do you mean?
I'm pretty sure didn't he say something about like he didn't know how many people he killed?
Oh gosh.
I don't have a source for it, neighbor, so I don't know.
Let's see.
They're still counting votes because it's all mail-in. So we don't. I don't know yet. I'm pretty sure he's won. I think it just depends on how many votes are left in Denver or Colorado Springs.
Quick note: there is a new.
Oh yeah,
chart
he's up by 2,000 votes.
A new funny chart. It's fertility rates, by the way. I just want to bring this up real quick because it's kind of funny. But,
is it the map? Please tell me it's the map. Oh.
What map?
Never mind.
Okay, maybe there's still a path for Kirkmeyer. There's still a lot of votes left in Arapahoe County, which she.
So basically, this is the amount of number of children by birth cohort, and basically what's happening is those right of center, they're actually having a fertility rate above replacement level. In fact, it's back to what it was a few decades ago. Middle, basically, is what it was a few decades ago. But you know what isn't? Take guess who isn't having kids.
Well, I mean, liberals don't reproduce through having children. Liberals reproduce through the education system and molesting children.
But yeah, so this is the thing Democrats are going to have a huge problem with. I know we keep talking about this, but guys, kids have, like, Democrats have not had kids in decades, especially with Roe versus Wade, which is reality of it. But this is the widest gap in history. Most of history, left and right was basically identical for fertility rates. Like, no shit. But now, well, they're not even having 2 kids. They're having 1.5 kids, which again, you need 2.1 for replacement level. So yeah, let's give a big story I just wanted to bring up. And the right of center is rising. Every year it keeps going up and up and up. Even middle is starting to go back up. And that's a good thing. But it's like, in 20, 30 years, what are Democrats going to have for people? Well, actually, no, they import people. So, anyways, this chart is straight up Trump admin misinformation. What? There's been hundreds of studies showing the same thing. Areas
everything that I don't like is misinformation put out by right-wing groups.
Studies on
everything that I do like is peer-checked and peer-reviewed factual evidence.
Okay, but like they've done this before. Like they look at counties' fertility rates, and like Trump areas are way more likely to have kids than Democrat areas. That's objectively a fact. So there's hundreds of studies by precinct, by county, by state, by polling, by everything that shows the same thing.
Yeah, but you need to understand everything that doesn't improve my worldview is
It's
misinformation,
like
and
that.
everything that agrees with me is real and true.
It's like Greg Bavino attacking America First Insight for being like a psyop.
Which
You cut out.
by the way, have Rap pull it up on tweet momentarily.
Let me pull this up. I know you want me to pull it up. Let me get it.
I actually got to get going, so I'll see you guys later. But yeah, pull it up.
Yeah, so one more thing before we end the stream. Basically, Tyrone, I recommend people read the full thing. He explained the full story with Bavino, which everyone knows. He talks about that quite a bit here. And yeah. So I recommend people read the full thing, but it goes into detail how fucking stupid Bavino and what's their guy's name?
Lewandowski
and Noam.
No.
They're dumb. Anyways, one more super chat that I think we'll call it a stream. President Gilbert Giddy up for 10. The only reason why election analysis, real American politics is climbing and growing on the internet is because of the Jews. Luke on having a channel is because of Palestine. Smiley face. Oh gosh. So true. All right. So I think that's kind of it for today. We talked about most of the things, but yeah, we got to talk. Oh yeah. PlayStation. I'm just going to go, I'm going to end the stream right here, Real Texan. So, I have a quick tangent, but yeah, we're doing the political stuff, I think.
Well, goodbye.
Okay. So, just a quick tangent on that. Yeah. So, for those that don't know, kind of other gaming news, we've been covering this more lately because it's pissing me off. But now you have Sony, just days after they GTA 6 announced they're not going to have physical copies, not real physical discs, not the shitty code thing. No, they're not having real physical releases for GTA 6. Well, now Sony just released this new story. I gotta pull it up here. I gotta pull it up. Good Lord. But this is a big story, and this is not good. Oh my gosh, where is it at? All right, found it. So for those that live under a rock, PlayStation will not be making physical copies starting in 2028 for new games. This is awful. I know the argument is, well, yeah, but they don't make much more from physical anymore. It's all digital. I get that. Here's the thing, though. If you're not having enough people buy physical, just cut down on the supply and then make more when you need to. We're not asking for you to make 5 million or 20 million copies like you did 20 years ago. They're just saying no physical copies for anything. You have to buy everything digital. For those that don't know, just a day ago, at the same time, they announced they're closing the PS3 store and the PlayStation Vita, I think. Or, yeah. They're shutting that shit down. There's a lot of content that's locked off forever. You see the issue with this? Physical copies you own. They can't play games with it. You actually own it. I know you got stuff where you can argue it's a license or whatever, but it's your copy. You physically own it. Them pushing this crap, everything digital, at any point they could say, oh, that game you bought? Nope, we're taking it back. Sorry. You can't own anything. Just a day ago, 2 days ago, they announced, oh yeah, by the way, all these movies that you bought on PlayStation, it's like Terminator 2 and a few others, big names. Yeah, that's going away. You spent money, too bad, it's gone. This is the issue. You don't own anything going digital. You own nothing. I get it. Like, we're not in the year 2002 where you could have 20 million copies sold, physical, 20 million physical copies. Good Lord. You don't have that anymore. All you have to do is just cut back production. Just cut back physical stuff like by 80%. And then, if you need more, print more. Wow, what an insightful thing. Like that's an ideal that I'm fine with. I think everybody would be fine. Okay, we have to cut production. But I don't think people really understand how bad this is, because there are some games that are digital, like they're on digital like stores, like the PlayStation Store and Xbox. They cost $70. You can get the same game on a physical copy on like at Walmart or GameStop or wherever for like $40. You see the issue here? It destroys the resale market. You have no options. You cannot really do anything with your wallet because you used to just not buy from the store directly, just buy from the resale market. Does no one see the issue with this? It's not good. And I know for a fact they're going to start saying, oh, these games, you don't own them. They're already starting to say that. At any point they could say, nope, that copy is gone. That copy you bought, that's $70, yeah, it vanishes. It's a license. American Order for 6. Isn't the point of a video game console insert a physical disc? They have a whole war over which console is the best. Yeah, that's a point. No one has an issue with digital. That's fine. That's the way to go now, I guess. But people are fine with the idea of at any point you can buy physical copies for most of these games. Now you can't. Nash the Need for 2. Rep, have you looked at the Kids Act at all? I've heard a little bit about it. It's not good from what I've seen. So, Agman and Fireman for 10. If they don't want you to own your entertainment, or good lord, if they don't want you to own your entertainment, they don't want you to own anything. Sony's been wanting to kill physical with PlayStation since 2020. Gee, I wonder why that year in particular. Yeah. They wanted to use COVID and all that garbage. They're using it as an excuse because they don't want to spend the extra money. Because reality, guys, reality is they don't spend shit on physical copies. It costs money, of course, but it's not as much as they claim it is. They make that money back immediately. That's the issue with all of this, and it sucks. But there's got to be some pushback by people. Even people that don't use physical, you have to understand that the physical copies is what's keeping you able to buy these games or keep them forever. If those go away, what's stopping Sony or Xbox from saying, no, the Call of Duty, which of 2025 or whatever, yeah, you don't actually own it. And at 27, you lose it forever. What's stopping them from doing that? I think there's got to be boycotts. I agree. Do not buy anything. If they go through with this, don't buy a single thing from these people. That's what's just sickening about this. Like, there's got to be pushback on it. They already have for years now claimed that only a license they can revoke. Luckily, they can be fixed by just defaming IP law, which, yeah, there's got to be changes to the system. I agree. But even then, there is a way to push back on this. Don't buy their shit. When the PS6 comes out and it's $1,200 or whatever, don't buy it. In fact, think about this for a second. With $1,200, a new PC, with prices going up on everything, instead of spending money on that, and if you already have a PC, you don't got to upgrade, invest some of the money you would spend on a garbage console that's no different from PS5 into buying old consoles, starting a collection, so you actually own the shit and actually have value for it. Because it's going to skyrocket in prices. All this stuff's going to skyrocket. That's the reality of it. So, American Order for 6. This is why for movies and shows, I buy the physical versions, even if they're on streaming or streaming originals, in case they pull it on the platform. Well, yeah, that's the issue. There's got to be laws in place where they can't do this stuff. So, it's just crazy. They will lose money on this. Just refuse to purchase their product. Yeah. If they go through with this on January 2028, don't buy anything. Boycott. Don't do anything. Instead, invest in older generations. Find stuff that you enjoy. Like if you're a big fan of Nintendo, go buy GameCube stuff or the Wii or whatever. Like that's what you should be spending your money on right now, unless they actually reverse course and not suck. So, Agman and Fireman for 10. And as a fan of oh, good lord. And as far as entertainment in general, Jesus, thank God for boutique labels still distributing shows and movies through physical. Blu-ray should last for years. Shout out to these Disc Tech, Criterion, Arrow, etc. Well, yeah, like there are companies that still realize, no, people want physical. It's a niche thing now. But I'm starting to think that after this goes through and people realize the ramifications of it, you're going to start to see people go back to physical. Not 100%, of course, but just a little bit. Just, okay, some of these games, maybe we should go physical just in case. Maybe. I would be more pissed, but I'm unfortunately apathetic now because I don't play Xbox at all anymore for many reasons. Well, yeah, I get the frustrations, but there's got to be pushback. If you were thinking of buying the PS6 next year, do not buy anything. Do not buy a single thing from these people. Don't. If they're going to go through with this, boycott it. You don't need to buy a PS6 when it comes out. Just wait for a year or two when it should theoretically be cheaper. Not going up, but... DV for 5. You don't own anything when you buy discs either. You just own a license agreement. Yeah, I get that argument. That is an issue that's got to be dealt with. But at least with a physical copy, you still have it. Like, you still have it at your disposal. So they can't play games with it. Like, they still could, I guess. But if they tried revoking the license with a physical copy, that's good. That would start a bunch of lawsuits. That's the difference. When it's digital, not so much. There's been a huge video game crash. Yeah, I think so. We're due for one. We've needed one for a while. Really, we should have had one after the PS3 played their games, where it was like, what, $600 back in 2005? We needed a crash after that or after the Xbox One debacle. We've been due. You need a crash or a slowdown once in a while. This constant garbage they've been doing for years, not sustainable. Game crash number 3. Yeah, you need one. We've been due. There's got to be real ramifications for pulling this shit. What's the point of consoles now since they're going digital? Yeah, the whole point of consoles was you could go to the store, buy a game, go home, throw it in. And that's it. Of course, it's a download or whatever, but that's as simple as it gets. That was the whole intention of it. That was the appeal over PC. That it was more convenient. It was cheaper. And it was a lot better. But nope. Infinite growth is bad. Yeah, it is. You have it. At some point, you need to have a slowdown to let things reset. But they haven't had that. They keep going. And instead of having a slowdown, they kept pumping the horse shit, and now you got this. The crash is coming, and the Korean and Japanese are going to come out on top, while the Western ones will be knocked down. I don't think so. I think it's going to impact everybody. Nintendo's going to probably be fine. Valve, they're going to be fine. But Sony is going to be screwed. Microsoft's already dead. For Xbox, that ship has sailed. So, let's see. But yeah, I think Sony's gonna experience they're gonna experience a disaster. Bigger than what happened in 2006, I think it was, with the PS3. We'll see. Because remember, even back in 2013 with Xbox One, that killed Xbox. That was the start of the downfall, excuse me. So yeah. I think we're gonna have a crash. It's gonna be hilarious, but we need one. You need one for there to be a stable system. Once in a while, you need one like every 10 years. Xbox and Sony are cooked. He's not wrong. Well, yeah, but what do they got? Sony, they don't make games, and it costs $900, and the new one might be $1,200. Fuck that. Xbox is a meme. They have a good collection, yeah, but at this point, just buy an old 360. Go buy the original Xbox if you want to. You're better off just doing that and get all the classics. All right. So I think that's kind of it for today. It just, yeah, the physical stuff is pissing me off. Again, you are better off going and buying a 360 and going and buying some of the greatest games ever on that generation. You're better off doing that. But anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today.